Okay, so usually I do like another confirmed transfer episode on Sundays. I do usually Saturdays and Sundays, but yesterday we did a pretty important video, and that was announcing FIFA 18 new league, right? And if you guys haven't seen that video, in the top left hand corner there'll be a little card there. You can click it and you can watch that as well. But anyway, that is why we didn't do a double upload of confirmed runs of this weekend. But anyway, I'm here today on a Monday bringing it to you. Thank you for smashing the likes on Saturday's video. You know, absolute massive likes. If we can do the same again this episode, drop a like and a thumbs up down below. In 2 days I'm going to bring you guys probably the biggest transfer rumours of January transfers so far, right? Literally 2 days. Drop a like and thumbs up down below, smash it. And if you want to get one of the official GetGripped transfer hats, boys, link in the description, getgripped.co.uk, Rossi 5% off. And I tell you what, there aren't many of them left, I've got to be honest, and when they're gone, they are gone forever. Potentially I might do a Nintendo Switch giveaway, guys. All we have to do to enter that is make sure you subscribe to my channel just below the video, turn the notifications on as well. I'll let you know how you can potentially win that in the next day or two. But anyway, it's time to get into the first player of this episode then. Of course, we are confirmed ones. Everyone who's seen this video is confirmed. He may have even played a game for the new team already. It's a possibility. So the first one is a bit of a sort of, not a major one, but it's one that's quite interesting to talk about. We have Luiz Adriano, who's now gone to Spartak Moscow. Now, obviously, if you play Ultimate Team and stuff, you've got a Serie A team. This guy's a potential striker for one of your teams. He is obviously a gold, and he's a Brazilian striker. I think for Milan, AC Milan, 33 games for them, scoring 4 goals. Not a great ratio for a striker. You know, that's almost 1 goal in every 10 games for a striker, which is not very good, but, you know, I suppose that's why he's left. He has made 4 appearances for the Brazilian main team as well, so he has got himself there, but he hasn't played in a little while or two. But he's actually signed now officially a long-term contract with Spartak Moscow. He's 29 years of age. There's been links of him coming to other clubs around Europe and around the world, but he's never really made it for himself. Now, he actually made his name. His best part of his career was when he was at Shakhtar, where he made 162 appearances for them, scoring 77 goals, which is actually a pretty decent ratio. But yes, this guy's confirmed transfer. He's now left the Serie A, so you can't see him in any Serie A teams, but he's now in Russia, so potentially he could still make a Russian league team, but you know, this ain't FIFA 12 or FIFA 13 anymore. No one really makes them teams as much. Another player now who's obviously ex-Premier League, okay? Now, this guy's actually played for Liverpool in the past. He has played for Liverpool on loan, actually. It wasn't a permanent deal. He's been at Porto, he's been at Lyon, he's been at Valencia, he's been at Aston Villa, and he's been at Porto, but now he's at Olympiacos on loan. So the Aston Villa-owned player is at Olympiacos. He's gone to Greece. He's obviously not really doing too well at Aston Villa or whatever. Now, currently, it's a 6-month loan deal, right? So he's joined Olympiacos officially on loan for a 6-month deal from Aston Villa with the option of a permanent purchasing that the player could do during the 2017 summer transfer window. Now, this is subject to satisfactory performances, all right? So if he plays well for them, he's going to get that permanent deal for Olympiacos. Now, I took a lot of interest in putting this player in because, like I say, he's been in the Premier League. He's been at one of the biggest clubs, Liverpool. He made 15 appearances for them. He's been at Aston Villa as well, also in the Premier League, now in the Championship. He's been at other big clubs, Porto, Lyon, Valencia, you know, big clubs in bloody Portugal, France, Spain. He's been everywhere, all right? So most people probably heard of Aly Cissokho. He's made 1 appearance for France, 1 appearance in 2010 for France, and that is all. That is his complete international career. 1 appearance for France. He can't be very happy about that, can he? So yes, guys, we have featured 2 players, not massive transfers, so we're going to move into some bigger ones now. We're going to move into one that currently, well, was in the Premier League this season or whatever, but it hasn't worked out for him at all. He's actually owned by a pretty big club like Juventus, alright? Came to the Premier League on loan to West Ham. We got Simone, Zaza, so he went to on loan West Ham, made 8 appearances for them. Just didn't really work out for him at all. He wasn't really doing West Ham, wasn't getting all the minutes in the world that he would like. But now the 25-year-old is on loan to Valencia, a big club in Spain. This guy's probably most famous for that run-up, I think. And you know that run-up for the old penalty one, which we just missed. So he's probably most famous for that. Now, believe it or not, listen to this. This is how it didn't work at West Ham, alright? On the 28th of August, 2016, West Ham United announced that they had loaned Zaza for a €5 million loan fee. So they actually paid Juventus to have this guy on loan, with the option and with the potential to sign him for €20 million, right? You know, depending if he played well enough and got enough Premier League appearances and stuff. But really, right, he had to make a certain amount of appearances, and if he made that certain amount of appearances, West Ham had to buy him, alright? So if he played a certain amount of games, West Ham had to buy him. It was compulsory. It was in the contract. So that's probably why he hasn't played that many games, because if he played a certain amount of games, then they were about to have signed him for €20 million, and there was a potential for an extra 3 million and bonuses as well. So potentially 23 million for Zaza. Now, if you're asking me, that is why he's kept his, you know, appearances on the low. That's why his appearances for West Ham haven't been that high, because they're unsure about him, and if they keep playing him, then they're going to have to buy him. They're going to have to buy him. He actually got a knee injury in December as well, and he never played for West Ham again after the knee injury, and now Obviously, it's January and he's now left, so he hasn't played for West Ham in a month or two. But now, like I say, he is on loan to Valencia. Now, we don't really know the ins and outs of this deal. If, you know, it's similar to the West Ham one, if he makes a certain amount of appearances, do they have to sign him? We don't know that information yet. But this guy's dubbed as a pretty decent talent, but it just hasn't worked out for him the last year or two. So hopefully he can find his feet eventually and get himself into the world of football again. Next up, we have a player, alright. Now, this guy's been off the radar for a little day or two. He was released by Schalke. He was a pretty big player. He's played for Germany a few times. He's played for a lot of clubs in Germany, Bayern Leverkusen, Hamburg, Schalke, and now he's playing for another club on loan. So Schalke actually still currently own him, I believe, but he was, if I'm correct, he was suspended indefinitely from the club in an aftermath of a loss, alright? So when they lost the game, he was suspended indefinitely. So I'm not really sure what happened exactly, but he's no longer in the Schalke team, basically. And he's been off the radar for a day or two now, and now he's officially got a loan move, alright? So he's now gone back to another club in Germany on loan. Him and Kevin Prince Boateng were both suspended. So when Kevin Prince Boateng was there, him and Sidney Sam actually got suspended. Now, believe it or not, the manager at the time was Roberto Di Matteo, and he blamed a lack of mutual trust and told both players they can find new teams, right? So apparently Sidney Sam's been looking for a new team ever since. Obviously, Boateng's moved on since then, but yeah, they were actually suspended together. And now, finally, he's got himself back in the football and he's got himself a loan move. Now, this article is actually from May 2015, alright? So we're talking like, you know, 18 months ago. It's coming up 2 years ago in a few months. So it's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time. He actually got demoted, I think, to the Schalke second team, really, after that, which is the reserve team. Yeah, he played for them for a few games. Now, officially, he's back, right? He's back in the Bundesliga. So, yeah, in this transfer episode so far, we've got a couple of smaller ones, interesting ones. We've got a couple of loan ones that are really interesting. Some really interesting stories behind it. Sidney Sam's a really interesting story. Zaza's quite an interesting story, really, you know, with the old contract that West Ham would have had to sign him. So, we've had a few interesting ones so far. Let's keep going. Next up, we've got a guy who actually used to play for Tottenham, but he's now been signed by another club in the Premier League. A lot of you would have heard of this guy because you would have seen the situation happen on the weekend. We have Tom Carroll, who started off at, you know, Tottenham Hotspurs, went for the youth career there. He's been on loan at Leyton Orient, Derby, QPR, and now Swansea on loan, but now officially Swansea have signed him on a permanent. So he has been at Swansea before. Swansea know all about this guy, and they obviously wanted him on a permanent deal. And I'll tell you what, that has worked out pretty well because he played pretty well against Liverpool on the weekend, which they obviously won. Now, it was announced that Swansea City had signed Carroll for a fee reported to be £4.5 million in a 3.5-year deal. So he was on loan there in the 2014 and 2015 season, so he knows the club pretty well. He knows probably a lot of the players, knows a lot of the staff. It just made sense for him to go there. Now, his style of play is actually being compared to former teammate Luka Modric. So that is a big shout. To compare anyone to Modric, that is a big shout. I don't know who's comparing it. But yes, he helped Swansea to their first away win to Liverpool. So that is absolutely a huge result, and he's made a massive impact immediately. So Premier League to Premier League, Tom Carroll. Tottenham fans, are you happy to get rid of him? I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying he wasn't good enough for the club and stuff. Let me know in the comment section down below. Was he not good enough for your team? Last but not least, we have Saido Berahino. Now, this guy's finally got his move away from West Brom. Now, this is not the move that I think everyone predicted, alright? So, obviously, this guy's now gone to Stoke. The 23-year-old is now officially a Stoke player. So, this guy's been wanting to move away from West Brom for a couple of seasons now, I think. So, obviously, in 2015, 2016, West Brom rejected a bid estimated at £15 million for Berahino from Tottenham Hotspur. So, he could have been at Spurs. They actually valued the player at like £25 million. That's what they're saying he's worth. But they would consider offers from over £20 million. This is the season before. This is 2014 and 15 season. He's been suspended in that for drink driving. It's been a bit of trouble for West Brom, to be fair. So 2014 and 15, he actually said he wanted to move to a bigger club, which got him in a massive spot of bother with West Brom. And then a year after that, once again, Tottenham come in for him. He wants to leave. Tottenham have obviously been rejected or whatever. Newcastle made a £21 million bid for the player, which obviously West Brom have rejected again. But officially now, they've signed to West Stoke, right? For £17 million, I believe, or potentially rising to 20 million. So West Brom, I mean, you held out thinking you're going to get more money for him, but as time's gone on, you've actually got less for him because now they've accepted a fee that less than what Newcastle offered. Even with all the bonuses, it's still not going to be as worth as much as what Newcastle would have offered. So yeah, have they done a good thing there by waiting to sell him? I don't think so. Alright, so I've just actually made a bit of a mistake. So in the start of the season, apparently Stoke offered £17 million for him, which I've just told you about, rising to 20 million. But actually, in January, Stoke actually bought him for £12 million, alright? So, I mean, only a couple of years ago, Newcastle have offered 21 million. You've rejected it, thinking you get 25 for him. And now you've accepted £12 million for him. So, that is bad bit of business on West Brom. They should have sold him whilst he was doing really well and he was absolutely banging. But anyway, he signed in a 5.5-year deal, which is absolutely huge for Stoke. Big contract. And Pulis wished him the best, but apparently he needs to get his act together. So, wow, bad bit of business from West Brom there. That is not good business from them. They could have had nearly double the money a couple of years ago if they just, you know, weren't so stubborn, just sold him instead of trying to get more money for him. They've actually now lost on him. But anyway, guys, these are 6 very, very strange confirmed transfers from the last week. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to drop a like and a thumbs up down below. Can we get 4,000, 5,000 likes on this video? That'd be absolutely insane. Check out GetGripped in the description down below if you want to get yourself any of these hats or any custom controllers or anything. Rossi get you 5% discount over there. And like I said, I could be giving away a Nintendo Switch very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe to me down below to be in for a chance of winning. I'm just going to give it to one of my subscribers and stuff. Not going to be anything too complicated. Just make sure you're subscribed. I'm out. Has been a pleasure as always, guys. Have a good day. Have a good Monday. Take it easy. Peace.